Right on. All right, welcome. It's Wednesday again.
It
Yes, it
is.
is. It is August the 10th, 2022. Halenville live on Wednesday night. Thanks for being here. Neil Daly, Charles Green on board. How's things going, fellas? Neil, what's up, bro?
Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody in the chat. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Just want to give everybody a quick heads up. I got the which seems to be going around right now, but I got the old heave ho from Facebook. Got the old Facebook jail thing going on. So I'm appealing it, gonna get my stuff back up there. But in the meantime, should anybody want to contact me, you can always contact me through the Halenville page. And as well, my email address is neil@neildaly.com, spelled the way it is down there. So feel free to hit me up that way until I'm off Facebook. And as a last resort, my best friend, co-pilot, life partner, Diego, is also on Facebook. My dog, my Chihuahua, Diego Daly. So he relays message to me pretty well. So if you wanna friend Diego Daly, go ahead and do so. He'll make sure it gets to me.
Right on. Um, yeah. Neil at
Neil. Yep.
neildaily.com.
Yep. Couldn't
Easy
be
to
easier.
remember. Yeah, so you're not on Facebook right now, Neil. So um yeah, if you
Yeah.
need to get up with Neil, Neil at neildaily.com.
Yep.
We'll
Just hit
put
me up
that down
directly.
below. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
And we'll mention this a couple more times along the way too, Neil.
Yep. Yep.
Absolutely.
Cool. Other than
Yeah.
that, Charles, how you doing?
I'm doing great, you guys. We're burning up and then getting thunderstorms every afternoon and then burning up and same on day after day. It's great.
Yeah.
I love
Oh
it,
yeah.
man. Embrace that craziness.
I know. Every
Embrace
day,
it.
chance of storm.
Embrace
Every
it.
day. Yeah. Upper 90s.
Hey,
Every
I got
day
to
in
see
this
some
bed.
great shows this last week. Great bands. We're going to talk about it on Show Me Your Pick on Saturday. Yeah, that's going to be fun. That's going to be
Cool.
fun. Big fun, guys.
Outdoor
Uh,
shows?
yeah, a shed.
Oh.
Yeah, the PNC,
In the rain.
and the rain for part of it. But I'll tell the whole story on Show Me Your Pick. It's this
Cool,
is
man.
Halenville, and
It's a fun. It's a. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. But we'll be talking about sheds a little more later on too, in lieu of
yeah,
Charles
yeah.
um, visiting the sheds in the summertime here in the Carolinas. So our trivia will be about these glorious sheds that we attend concerts at here in the South and everywhere now, but they became in vogue in the early '90s around here, and it changed the whole way that we went to regular concerts, not big stadium shows, once in a lifers, but
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So trivia is going to be wrapped all around the sheds later on. Keep that in mind. That's your hint. So
Nice. Nothing beats a good outdoor show in the summertime, man.
oh no, yeah. Um, so before we go any further, let's see who's in the chat with us. Um, I'm
A
seeing,
lot of people in the chat.
yeah. Let's see. I see Ed right there. Hey
What's
Ed,
going on, Ed? It's good to see you,
What's
bro.
up, bud?
welcome. All right. Nightbot is here. Sandra is here. Hello, Sandra.
Hey, Sandra.
Nice to
We're
see
back to
you.
normal. Back to normal, guys.
Keith
We've got a
Campbell
direction.
Keith, what's
is
up, bro?
here.
Hey,
Andy
bud.
Carson
Andy,
is
come
here.
on, brother.
Andy, hang out, bro. We have a package from Andy that we want to open. Glad you're here, Andy. Um, so yeah, let me continue here. All right, Thomas Santiago, welcome, dude. Good to
Hey,
see you.
bud.
Taylor Green, hey Taylor.
Hey, sweetheart. Hey, Thomas. Good to see you guys.
Ryan Hall,
All
nice
right.
to
All right,
see
bud.
you.
Good to see you, Ron.
Christopher Live Sawa,
Hey, bud.
Christopher, what's going on, brother?
Detroit Strong, Dana, New Jersey. Um,
Damn, what's going on, brother?
yeah. Um, Dan won trivia last Wednesday. Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
We'll see if he can repeat. Yeah. So let me scroll upward and see who is Adam Roach. Hey, Adam.
What's
Hey,
going
bud.
on, Adam?
You,
Right on, brother.
What's up, Adam?
Papa Blue, good to see you. I'm
Papa, it's good to
scrolling.
see you, Papa.
All right. Right hand doesn't always work as good as the left hand does. I'm half left-handed in a right-handed world.
Feels like a stranger, huh?
Every at bat.
There you go.
Yeah. Tim
There you go.
Thomas. Hey, dude.
Hey, what's
Hey,
going
Tim.
on, man?
Lenny, Lou, and Mary are here.
Lenny, Lou, and
Hello,
Mary. Love
ladies.
you guys.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's
Nice.
see. And if you're just rolling in, say hello in the chat. It's nice to see you guys. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week's going swell. Yeah.
Hey, did we get Ryan Hall?
Yeah, mentioned it.
Yeah,
Right on, Ryan. It's good to see you.
we did.
Very cool.
Yeah, so welcome everyone.
Did we get Holly Lewis?
We did.
Good
I
to
think
see you,
we
Holly.
did.
Hey, Holly.
Yeah, always good to see Holly. Hey, Holly.
All right. Good deal. Good deal.
All right. Yeah. So big announcements later on about next week. We're gonna. We'll just say now we've done 3 interactive live listening parties here. We're going to do a 4th next week. I'll
Yes, we
let
are.
the cat out of the bag later on in the show.
Yep.
Yeah, lots of fun there. But yeah. So Neil,
Yeah.
does this hurt you at work with not being? Do you use Facebook as a means?
You know, I do. Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's any opportunity you have to showcase your work. You know, if that's taken away from you, that's going to hurt to a certain extent. The good news is, I guess, and I want to be careful how I say this so it doesn't make me sound arrogant or egotistical by any means, but I think my name has been out there long enough now. I think a lot of people have spread it. I'm getting referrals from people that have had me build a guitar for them. So new people are contacting me, not directly through Facebook, which is nice. And that's why I want to make sure, you know, that people can still contact me. It doesn't have to be through Facebook or Messenger, you know, just hit me up directly. Go to the Halenville Live page on Facebook, contact any one of us there, or email me directly, neil@neildaly.com, and we'll do it that way. But yeah, you know, it's disappointing. It's disappointing that, you know, and I know I'm certainly not the first person that's ever gotten bounced off Facebook for a while. And, you know, hopefully I can get this thing taken care of and be back. But it's, you know, the one thing I've done, because I've had nothing but time for the last couple days, I've Googled every possible scenario and appeal option and things like that. And the one thing that keeps coming back to me is what nobody pays attention to, but when you sign up, when you make an account on Facebook, you kind of relinquish your rights to basically anything. They're all powerful on their platform. They can bounce people. They don't have to give warnings. They don't have to return my photos and my posts and my info, like all that stuff. Once I upload something to Facebook, it's theirs. So there's you know, that's the game. That's one of the things that Mark Zuckerberg and Meta are quite powerful, and that's why you keep hearing stories about other people trying to leave and find another social media outlet and stuff. And I'm still on Twitter. I'm still on Instagram. I'm still out there. You know, I'm just got this one little hiccup, this bump in the road that I'm dealing with right now.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandra, for posting those. So your site, your Facebook custom site is not up either?
Nope, they took it all down.
Okay.
Every account I had under my name. Yeah.
I see. Okay, so neil@neildaly.com. You can also reach him through the Halenville Live Facebook fan page.
Yep. Or
But
Diego Daly. You can find
Diego
you can
Daly.
find Diego
Easy
Daly.
to remember.
Me and Diego are tight, bro.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah. Diego could share some stories, man.
Diego rocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. You can get up with Neil, and we'll have those links, his Instagram and his email.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. We'll make sure
yeah.
everybody's still kept aware of what I'm doing and how to reach me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Right
demand
on.
certainly isn't slowing down. That's for sure.
Yeah. Right on, Neil. There you go.
I saw one of your finished 5150s. You showed it to me a couple of weeks ago.
Mm.
And it was just flipping spectacular. It's beautiful, unrelicked. And when I looked at it for a moment, I said to myself, maybe I shouldn't have read it because it looked that good. Okay. And we talked about it. It has more of a satiny finish. It doesn't have a high gloss to it. It makes the pattern sort of pop differently, and it was really appealing to my eye. Okay, but I've come back totally, and I know no. I know what you're making for me, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I was just had a momentary lapse there of focus.
Yeah. Charles, I think after this show tonight, you're going to be rock solid in your decision, man.
Yeah, I'm sure. I already know that, man. I've got full confidence in your guitar builds. I've got a Frankie. All my other guitars are still planning an intervention against me. I'm serious, man. Neglect.
Yeah. You know what the fun thing about the way I choose to conduct my business is, I still have people contact me all the time, and they'll ask me. Just this last week, I had a couple of guys contact me and say, hey, well, I'm thinking about this, but I don't know if you can do that and all this stuff. And I keep telling everybody, I'm like, we can do whatever you want. What would you like? What pickup do you want? What all those things. And it still kind of blows people's mind that what I'm doing is 100% customizable to them. And instead of just saying, this is the guitar I build, you can have, that's it. There's no options. And, I'll give you a really quick example. Our good friend of the show, Ty Price, just received his a couple of days ago. And he had contacted me after speaking with David Nesdahl. David Nesdahl referred him to me, and we talked. And the one thing that Ty and I kind of discussed, he wanted his 5150 to look much more red. He's not a fan of the actual original color. And so he said, I know that's, David Nesdahl said, that's the only way I'll do it. I'm not going to, and Ty was like, when I think Van Halen, I think red, white, and black, and it just looks too orange to me. So I'd really like something more red. And I said, sure, no problem. And we went over colors together and found a red and did it. And to be honest with you, if you hold them up close, they're not much different. It's not much different, but we got him exactly what he wanted. I sent it to him and he received it. He hit me up the other day and he was just like, I haven't been able to put it down. He's ecstatic. And
Nice.
that makes me so happy because he's a player, he's a player.
No. He's a flipping monster player.
Yes, he is.
Put this shit in perspective now.
Absolutely.
Right? He's a monster player.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, he really is. So the fact that, I can't wait. There are going to be videos. There are going to be posts of him taking that axe out on stage and doing shows. And I'm excited. I'm excited he's happy.
I get a kick every time I see Adam Roach sport a photo of Tiger, man. I'm just like, geez, videos of Tiger. I watched him do.
Yeah.
Adam's in the chat. I can talk about him. He won't care. And I watched him put a couple of months ago. He posted a live show he did with some. I'm not sure if it was like his band that he normally plays with. I don't think it was. I think it was like something special. But he did a lead solo on Tiger. And the look on his face after he finished the solo was not only was I did this great, because he shredded, but he was like, my God, I can't believe I pulled that off. He just killed it. It was just astonished look on his face.
He's
and
a great
said,
player.
Geez, man.
Yeah.
And
Adam's a great player.
And that was a guitar you built for him, dude.
Yeah, and here's something interesting about Adam too, and I want to throw this out. Adam, I'm sure he won't mind me saying this because he mentioned it to me and has posted publicly. But he recently found a new guitar tech. he recently kind of aligned with somebody that's right. And, finding your own personal guitar tech is tough. It depends on your area. It depends on what's available and they have to kind of have, they got to be a second brain. They got to know what you're doing and what you want to do out of it. You can't necessarily have a guitar tech that has experience with 1950s acoustics and expect him to pull off a Floyd Rose setup. So Adam mentioned to me that because we had, of course, the logistical problem of this guitar from here in the winter time went to Australia. And that thing. So it's, of course, there's going to be some tweaking that needs to be done to make it your own. Sure. And I'm ecstatic for him that he found a tech that he likes that just did some minor adjustments, just got it right in the pocket for him. And he said by now it's the best guitar he owns. And that makes me happy. And I certainly don't take, there's no offense at all with somebody wanting to tweak it after I have it set up and sent to him. Of course not.
You have
their
no
guitar.
way of reading someone's mind of what
or
they
their playing
want.
style. So
purchasing a guitar, no matter how high end, it needs to be set up.
Yeah, of course.
And it needs to be set up to how the person wants to play it. I may not want the action as high as you might like it.
Exactly.
So that's fine. That's where the setup comes from. You don't just jack it up, you set it up.
Right.
And it's very important, especially, a setup for a guy like me is not nearly as important as it would be for, say, Adam or Simon or Shreddy.
Well, it's not even a question about importance. It's a question about style. That's the thing. It doesn't. It's not like one. You need a guy that's, or they need a tech that's better than a tech that you would need. That's not the case at all. It's just everybody has their own individual style and the way they like their guitar to feel in their hands.
Well, plus the guitar comes a certain way. It's a specific type of guitar and it needs to be set up appropriately.
Yeah.
And that's normal.
Neil on Twitter
welcome
down
to guitars. That's the deal right there.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So that, it's Adam. Adam, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that what might have been like one of the top two guitars he had after I gave it to him. Now it's his number one. So that's awesome. Yeah. That's rock on, man. I'll never get tired of seeing you smiling playing that, because it embodies the spirit of Eddie smiling on stage. That's all he did.
Gets such a grin on his face when he's playing. It's just hilarious. He has to look. I'm not mocking it. He's having that much flipping fun.
Yeah.
Right there, guy. Right there, man.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Now, Neil's made awesome guitars for all of us. But there's also a build that Charles and Neil have huddled up on for Charles, and they I can't wait to.
So far, it's been a really great experience.
I can't wait to see that.
No, it's been absolutely wonderful. I love when you build me guitars. You always throw, like, if I want to see something, I want to know something, you just transparent, boom, there it is, boom, or whatever. You let me know what's down. You worked with me, and I even flip-flopped with you a couple of times. We spent extra time making sure that we were getting exactly what I wanted. And it would have been very easy if you hadn't made me go through a regimented pick this, pick that. In fact, I'll be honest with you. This is the first guitar I bought for you was the first one I got from you was the very first time I ever went through a build. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I don't know what's going on. I went, you know what? No. This was like going to a shopping mall and going through a store and picking. You have all of this to look through, all of that, because it's a custom build. Yeah. I didn't know. Okay. I really didn't know. I know now.
Yeah.
And so I took the time and
he's
building me, you guys in the chat, he's building me such a kick-ass guitar. I cannot wait to have this instrument.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what we can do. I obviously want to save a lot for the big reveal when you get it. I want to make sure that we do that. But I'll give the people out there and you a little bit of a teaser.
Ooh, man,
Uh-oh.
all about me, bro.
I'll give a little bit of teaser.
I'm kidding.
But Charles, it's funny that you mentioned all the details and everything, because the one thing that stands out in our build was you wanted the volume knob a little bit lower, like a little bit farther south, and that kind of thing, and that's the reason I love doing these things and having consultations with people is because nowhere else you'd get that. You wouldn't get to choose where you want your volume knob and that kind of thing. And so that was, I enjoy having that long conversation with you and, going through the nuts and bolts and digging deep and finding out every single thing you want, because that is what's going to give you. All right, folks.
Hang on.
You got a drum roll here?
We do.
All right, folks.
Let's do this. This is Halenville. Let's do this right.
So just to preface real quick, I'll give you a quick intro about this. We're doing the Hot for Teacher guitar, and we're doing the Hot for Teacher guitar as if Eddie played that guitar every day of his life up to present day.
That's it.
So
exactly.
That's the one thing we wanted. Charles and I discussed this at length, and he was like, beat the hell out of it. That's what he wanted.
I want it to look relic, just like Eddie would do, because he was not nice with his guitars. He was as brutal as it comes.
So here we'll bring up the back. Bring up the back of this guy.
Nice.
We're getting close. We're getting really close to being able to
install. Wait, slow down. Oh, yeah. Look at yeah, dude. Okay, we're on the same page, Neil.
Look at that
wood
showing.
Bro.
Look at that wood.
Nice.
And the only reason the pickup isn't on it yet is because once I install the neck, I'm going to align the
I understand.
The pickup for the poles.
I got you.
So here you go.
Oh, Neil.
This thing is worn and beaten.
You see the location of the volume pot?
Yeah, it's lower.
Absolutely perfect. That's exactly where it needs to be.
It's as low as it can possibly go.
Yeah, we had that conversation. Conversation.
Yep. It couldn't
Thank you, dude. This is looking good, man. Well, hurry up.
Yep. So the reason I'm not showing the neck, we're going to save for a very special reason.
Yeah, there's a reason.
We're doing something really special with the neck, but I have it. It's in my hands. I'll show you. Well, I'll show you the front.
Neil, let me ask you a question. Have you finished relicking the body?
Yes.
Okay.
Why, do you want more?
Yeah, on the back.
Okay. We can do that.
I would like to see a little more relic on the back.
Okay. Yeah,
if that's okay. Would that be all right?
Charles,
watch this chat. Watch his answer.
Charles, it's your guitar. We can do whatever you want to.
Thank you very much. I would like to see some more relicking on the back, if that's okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Excellent. Everything else looks spot on, Neil.
Cool.
Absolutely spot on.
Yeah, I have no problem digging deeper into that, like showing more wood.
Just hitch it to the back of the car, the truck, and just take it down the avenue a couple of times and bring it back.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, whatever you want, man. Of course.
And the headstock, I just want to say I've already seen the paint job you initially did on it. I saw it pretty much. I saw the headstock before it was reliced at all, and I'm just really impressed with your work. It's super clean, dude.
Thank you.
And when you relic something, it's clean relic. It's believable relicking. It's
well, really nice, that's what takes the time. That's the one thing I really put a lot of pride in, the time and energy I do to make it look like it's worn naturally and find things. I've done examples with scraping things. Scraping a piece of wood that's painted across different surfaces and seeing what happens.
Excellent.
And that type of thing. So
very cool, man. Thank you, Neil. Thank you. That's great.
And for anybody for anybody waiting right now to know when this is going to be done, we're talking this probably not by next week's show, but in 2 weeks, Charles will have this in his hand. So that's how close we are.
We'll do a really great unboxing.
Right on. Hey. That deserves.
They always look better when you get some hardware on them. And
yeah.
Nice, thank you, Neil.
My pleasure.
Now I'm just chomping at the bit, waiting.
I'm excited, Neil. You hear everyone's story that gets a certain guitar, but tailored to them. Mm-hmm. It's got to be awesome to hear everyone. You hear my multicolored tape guitar story. You hear Charles' Hot for Teacher story. You hear, I mean,
Mhm.
Yeah, I've said this in previous shows, so forgive me if I'm regurgitating the same story, but I truly believe my philosophy is that we're building a guitar together. It's not just me building a guitar for Charles. That's not the way I look at it. A lot of builders do look at it that way, but I choose to say we a lot. Adam Roach knows this, Simon knows this, Tony knows this, and Charles, you know this. This is a collaboration. And for the people that I've been blessed enough to build guitars for, that have met me through referrals or through Facebook or through Instagram or something along those lines, those people, with the amount of time we spend talking about the guitars, we become friends. We become really good friends. Like Ty Price now is one of my good friends because we went through this process and it took a long time and we got down to the nitty gritty. And I learned everything about all the bands that he's in, his history of playing and when he started and where he's lived and like all this stuff. I become friends with all these people. And so once the guitar is out of my hands, it's never like, okay, bye, see you later, good luck. That's not the way I roll.
Yeah. Absolutely on point there, Neil. My God.
Yeah, exciting though, dude. Exciting stuff. Absolutely.
It's fun. I'm still as passionate about it now as I was the day I first removed a pickup on my Squire Strat when I was like 18 and changed. It's that same kind of feeling like, oh my God, look what I did. Look what I can do. It sounds different. It's never gotten boring.
What else you got back there?
Let's see. Boy.
What's happening this week?
All right, here's what I want to showcase. This is actually really interesting. I pulled out two examples. I do quite a bit of 5150s. That seems to be a very popular choice, and for good reason. But I'm going to show photos too to kind of explain what I do, the level of detail that I go into for my customers. When somebody wants a 5150, immediately the conversation is, okay, what do you want in it? What do you want on it? What kind of Floyd, what kind of bridge, what kind of neck profile, what kind of wood, all those common questions that I ask with every single person that wants a guitar. And, half the people don't know. They're like, oh, I don't know. Just make me a 5150. And then I'll throw in everything that I do with a standard build based on what Eddie's was. But, some people want a different neck profile. Some people want a different pickup of their choice, and that's totally fine. Then we get to the fact that, okay, what era of the 5150 do you want? And this is really important because the 5150 has aged quite a bit over time. And we all know this. We've seen thousands and thousands of photographs of it on the 1984 tour and how clean it looked. And then on the Live Without a Net, where it was starting to show some relic and starting to row some back wear. And then all the way through multiple photos of it nowadays, when it's been on display or when people have seen it, there's a whole bunch more relicking than normal. So I'm going to show real quick. Hopefully you guys can see this. I want to showcase a couple of things. Most people have seen this photograph. Shoot. I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, maybe you can. Okay, okay, I want to show you the back. That's pretty much common for the way it looks today. Look at how wide the wood buckle rash is on the back. Can you see that?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like today. So when building that 5150 of that era, of a modern day era, this is where it starts. That's that buckle rash that you have exactly to that spec. And then if I can grab a completed one really fast, this one is almost done, but then here is like the finished copy. So that's what we've got. Now, the reason I mention that is because
they're very similar. Very similar.
But even things like the elbow wear, like a lot of people have noticed that the grain lines gradually got whiter and whiter as time has gone on. So, but I want to continuing to focus on the back of it. This is a picture directly from the concert film Live Without a Net. This is the way the back looks there. It's not nearly as pronounced, and you can see there's almost like a V cut right there where there's still red and white stripe on that. That's not
picture.
The way it looks today. Yes, it is.
Yeah, that really is. That really is good.
Here's another one where you can kind of see. Let's see if I turn it. Does that help? No, that's upside down. Sorry.
That's good right there.
Yeah, so like that. So I'm also doing a guy's guitar that wants specific to the Live Without a Net concert. So in that case, we've got this level of relicing, which is, you can see I did the same thing. It's the exact same wood cutout, that triangle there where you're going to see white and black stripes. But the point is these two guitars are going to be the same. It's the same 5150, but at different eras, different periods of its life.
Sure.
And the reason I showcase that is just because I want to show like the insane amount of detail that, you know, I want to go into with everybody's build to make sure they're getting exactly what they want. And will, you know, that kind of stuff. And also for me personally, it makes every guitar interesting. I'm never doing the exact same guitar. I'm never doing I'm not spitting them out like an assembly line. That kind of stuff that keeps it interesting for me, and it's always fun.
Sure.
So,
I'm noticing over as I'm looking your left shoulder, your right, it'd be your right shoulder, the circles.
Yeah.
You want to show that off, or?
Yeah, I can show that off.
It's standing out like a sore thumb, just screaming at us, Neil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me point out, this is okay. Before I bring it down, I'm going to show this was interesting because very similar to, I'm going to use Adam Roach as an example. Adam Roach and I, we originally discussed a 5150, and then we got into a Bumblebee. And then once we talked, the more we talked, and he sent me pictures of him playing, everything he played was a Kramer. Everything he played, like all his 80s guitar bands when he had long hair, he was all playing Kramers. And so I talked to him. I was like, oh, so you're a Kramer guy? And he was like, yeah, that's my favorite. That's always going to be my favorite. And I was like, okay, well, why don't we do the Bumblebee on a Kramer body? And that was the thing. And he was like, well, it's not, then is that okay? Can we do that? And I remember, and it was a lot of fun. Adam and I were like, we can do anything you want. This is not, it's like, and I was like, don't think of it as the Bumblebee. Think of it as something completely original. We'll just borrow that stripe pattern, but it'll be whatever you want. So we had two pickups and a Kramer, like a Beretta body, and, this a different neck and all. So we basically built him what he wanted and that kind of thing. So the reason I mentioned all of that is going to this Circles guitar. Same type of story. This particular gentleman loved the Circles guitar, but he had pickup preferences, and he likes two pickups. He likes two humbuckers, and he wanted a recessed Floyd cut into the body so he could do up and down and all this other stuff. And then we got to talking, and he was like,
hey, Paulie.
Paulie, what's up, bud?
Good to see you, brother.
So he even mentioned, now I'll grab it. So while I'm talking, he even happened to mention at a certain point that he was, once he knew we could veer off the traditional path and it wasn't going to be the Circles guitar, we were going to make it original. He told me the things he wanted to keep in the guitar, but then he also pointed out some things that he's a big NASCAR guy. And his favorite number was 13. And I said, well, do you want to incorporate that into the guitar? And he was like, can we do that? And of course, I explained, I'm like, here are the options. Here's where we can do it, blah, 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 etc. And then because of the knob placement on this guitar, because we're doing a kill switch, we're doing a volume and a tone, we're doing two humbuckers. So it would be impossible to match the exact Circles guitar anyway.
No, you're not even there now.
Yeah, we wouldn't,
but you're doing a sort of an homage, a tribute.
Oh, yeah,
we're doing a total homage
to the pattern. I mean, it's totally Van Halen.
So this is
it's what we totally Van Halen right there.
This is what we end up with. So we got humbucker. We're gonna have a kill switch here.
Oh, Neil, this is badass, brother.
Volume, tone. We got him a 13 for his and then I just kind of took some liberties. We were just like, well, what else do you want to do with it? And we just started futzing around. And
oh man,
this is
beautiful.
So it's about as close to a Circles guitar as he wanted it to be, yet it's got everything that he desired in his guitar.
Nice.
So we got something like this, and I can't wait to get this to him.
That's cool.
The Floyd is cut in, all this
That's
stuff.
That's very cool.
He's going to be ecstatic about that. And I've shown him pictures. I like it, Charles, as you know. I'm constantly giving people updates to keep them in the loop and keep them excited, because the build process takes a couple of months. So I've sent him some photos and all this stuff, and the guy's just looking at
what's nice with mine, Neil, because I've got I've got the body, the blank. He sent me photos of that. I've got 7 or 8 photographs you sent me of the guitar from its just chunks of whatever. So yeah, this is cool, man. This is very cool. Very cool.
Let me ask
Very cool.
while it's on my mind, and we've got a whole lot more from Neil, and I've got questions also. So is Andy Carson still here in the chat? Andy, if you're here, Andy has sent. All right.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
And he's here.
All right. So, all right. Andy, let's unbox this. Andy has sent a package.
Nice.
And I want to unbox it while he's here. I'm glad you're here. I was going to wait, dude, until you were here. So.
Hey, Tony, John Disjane just popped into the chat. Hey, John, it's good to see you, bro.
John. All right. Okay. Okay. Huh. So there's a note in here. Let me read this note before I read it out loud. Okay, so Andy has sent us a couple of shirts, and one is XL for me, and one is a 2X for Charles, he's saying in this note. And let me.
Oh, that's cool.
So
thank you, Andy.
There's
very cool, dude.
There is
very
two.
Cool.
There's 2 shirts here. So let me. Okay, so dude, let me show you the front.
Oh, nice.
Is that a firefighter?
That is awesome.
Is that from his?
Is that a legit firefighter shirt?
He is.
That's amazing.
Andy, did you give us from your battalion? You're a firefighter, Andy, right?
Yes, he is.
Oh, dude, this is
Chattanooga.
Extra special.
From Station 5.
You know, Andy, I was a firefighter for about 5 years in my late 20s.
Oh,
just
man.
before I became a contractor.
Dude, look at the back, man. You're not going to believe the back.
My goodness, this is extra special, Tony. Andy,
check the back out.
Thank you.
Check the back out, dude.
Oh, yeah, look at this.
Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, look at this. This is Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Oh, dude.
Wow,
I don't know
that's
what to
one
say.
hell of a gift, man.
I'm kind of speechless, Andy. Thank you. This is really nice. I really want you to know I appreciate this so much.
Yeah,
that's
a hell of a gift. That's
bro.
very cool.
Dude.
Very
yeah,
cool.
my goodness.
Oh my God.
Dude.
Wow.
And thank you for your service, Andy, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you for your service,
Thank you, Andy.
brother.
Yep, 100%.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Let's take that down. Dude, Andy, thank you so much, man.
Wow.
Wow. So there is one for me and one for Charles. Wow. Right.
That's really sweet.
Andy,
Awesome,
thank you, dude. Chattanooga Fire, number 7 since 1907.
Tony.
Dude.
Firefighters don't give up their shirts like that, but for good reason.
Oh, I'm honored, man. I'll wear it proudly.
This is really cool, dude. Thank you, Andy. I'm very honored, just like Tony.
You rock, bro. And
very
Charles,
cool.
I will send this along.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
This is so nice, man.
That is extra special.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Andy.
Right on.
Jeez, man.
Yeah,
Cool.
dude.
Yes, dude.
All right. So
Wow.
my goodness. All right.
Wow.
So where were we, Neil?
Circles. The circles.
Yeah.
We just came
The
off the
Yes.
circles
circles.
guitar.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, we just put that one back up there. Let's see what else. We've got the Kramer Ad Frankie right in the middle. That bad boy is starting to come together really well. The Kramer Ad
Nice.
guitar.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Oh. Okay.
yeah, remember that one from the magazine?
Absolutely.
That
Yep.
one we're doing. The only thing I'm waiting on with that particular one is again, this is if only a few people would even notice this, but it's not. The Kramer neck was considered the holy grail neck on the Ad Frankie. It wasn't the 5150 style. It's got a little bit of a rounder a little nub at the top of it, and it's very, very subtle. But yeah, that's so I'm waiting on that particular neck to get made. Let's see, and then I've got two black and whites. I can pull one of them down. One of them specifically is going to be a factory fresh, like right off the rack, white and black. And then the other one, I was told, I was given the Charles Green treatment. Knock the hell out of it. So
drag that sucker behind the car, man.
Let me show you this real quick. So this one, this is one of those like fun with razor blades. That's kind of the way this story went. So I don't know if you can see all the marks in it, but here the back probably shows a lot more.
Oh, see, that's really cool. That's got character, just gobs and gobs of character. Look at that.
Yeah, this thing, and unfortunately, the video doesn't even do justice.
Look at the wood grain. Now, okay. Just real quick, what kind of wood is that? What are we talking here?
This is swamp ash.
Okay.
Swamp ash. It's heavy. It's heavy, but that's what we did, and especially
like
for relicking purposes like this.
Yeah,
this is a beater. This is a tank of a guitar.
Excellent. I'm gonna just say the obvious for me why I like a relic guitar, and you can't damage the thing. Okay, it becomes something to where it's more of just it's a tool, and as long as it's set up, intonated, and it's correct, it rocks, man. It just rocks, and you just don't worry about it. You have no worries. The neck, I want that thing absolutely filthy nasty. I want it to show because you half relicked it when I got my Frankie. It was already relicked. It had character right, in between all the frets and the maple neck. It's there, but it's twice as dark now that I've been playing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And it relics up faster once it's pre-relic when you get it. It's really fun. I mean, it's just really cool. But I like that. Well, I like that last one.
No, I agree with you too, because anybody that's ever been in a band and played live and taken guitars out, with the transportation to and from a show, in and out of the back of a van or a bus or whatever, all these things, guitars take a beating regardless. It's really almost unnatural when you see somebody playing a guitar that's got, some of the the perfect nitro cellulose finish on some of them, that the way they hang them in Guitar Center, like that type of thing. I want a guitar with character. I want a guitar that looks like it's seen some stuff,
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was funny. I'll say something stupid. This is just real stuff. I share everything on YouTube. I don't care. So I have a real nice Washburn. It's like a Les Paul. It's like a piece of furniture. It's, I don't want to scratch it. Don't want to ding it. I had it out the other day. I had it on a little stand. And I've got the Frankie, which I just lean against my desk. Okay. I lean against the desk. I'm not the least bit worried about anything. And so then on the back of my computer table, I had this thing that fell, and it was down in the corner. And it's this crevice. And I'm looking back there. And I mean, it was like, I'm going to be on my hands and knees, have to crawl it. I just grabbed that freaking Frankie, and I took it with the headstock, and I reached back in there, and I very gently grabbed it and pulled it back out from under there. And I just started laughing. On a desert island, you give me a damn Strat, okay? Because if I ding up the Les Paul, I'll be all heartbroken. And
You have yours nearby?
Always.
Show it. I got mine too.
Always.
Show it, dude, man. Show.
Make it big. Make it big.
Sandra, spotlight. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, dude. Hold it still, Charles. Hold it close.
Now you notice the one thing I've done, guys, all you nerds out there picking it out. I've taken the volume knob and dropped it to the next lowest hole.
Yeah.
Just for
Nice.
functionality. When I'm playing, I palm mute a little bit. I keep it back right up the edge of the bridge, and my little finger will hit the volume knob. And especially if I go into legato picking, and I'll turn the volume down right in the middle of it. And after it happens about the umpteen millionth time, you just say something's got to give. So that's the one thing I've done with this. And
he looks little on camera. He's really 6'10".
But you see the relicking on the front. Look at
that.
Look at the fretboard. See if I can get this in a little. See it?
That is great.
Yeah, it's just killer.
And
check it up there around just above the 12th fret. Look at it. See it?
Yep.
It's cool, dude. And it's got a full Floyd. It perfectly intonated. It stays in tune, rock solid. The back.
Oh, Lord.
The back
have
is
mercy.
Just a relic.
Hold that close, dude.
The back's just a relic. It's just absolutely badass. I just love it. Check out.
Boy, you know what's great, Charles? Like the sticky part of the reflector that's torn off of the orange. The part that's still left on the back, that's almost pitch black on yours now.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it, and that's from playing it. That's
and you can see. Well, it's all good. But I love the guitar, man, and I play it way too much. I have other guitars that are, once you get used to playing a guitar with a Floyd Rose, and you can trust it to stay in tune, and you intonate it, and everything's cool, you don't want to put it away. You always used to having it. And so if I play a guitar that's just got a fixed bridge, I'm always telling myself, God, it's too bad I don't have a whammy bar. And if you play one of these long enough, you guys all know I'm just telling you stupid stuff right now, but you just get used to it and it becomes a staple and you got to have it.
Yeah.
Ever since I bought this guitar, I was a Les Paul dude before I got this guitar. I leaned towards the Les Paul. I just did. But not anymore. And I own 3 Strats. Okay. But they're not like this. They're not like this. They don't have Floyds. They're not set up like this. This has, you should see how low the action is on this. I mean, it's ridiculously low action for a guitar. When like people that, friends of mine pick it up and it shocks them. They're not used to it because the strings lay on the frets with just a little relief, so you can hammer on and you can literally just hammer a note and it will ring out like you plucked it with your pick. I can't think of anything to do to this guitar. It's unmoddable. You don't need to do anything to it. There's nothing I can do to it. So what I do with it is I just play the hell out of it.
Yeah,
and
that's what it's meant to be.
But now here's what's going to happen. You're sending me a hot for teacher, and the problem is I know what I'm getting. And so now this isn't going to get nearly the love that it's been getting because I'm going to play that guitar you're sending me for the next year straight.
But
that's okay, right?
This build that you guys are doing has a couple bumps and twists that
yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
You're not gonna talk about tonight.
Yes, it does. That's absolutely true. We're gonna save a little bit of something. But Charles, if it makes you feel any better, you can consider this the same way Eddie put the Frankie out to pasture when he got the 5150. When he started playing his Kramer, the Frankie was retired. At least from shows, from live touring. So eventually you'll come back to it. Just like anything. My
son Daniel already knows all about the guitar you're building me. And he's already got his eye on the Frankie. He's already expecting to scoop it up and just borrow it like he does. He's already got 2 of my guitars, and my other daughter Taylor's got. I have a Randy Rhoads V.
Nice.
Jackson. It's really nice, but she's had it for a while. I'll never see that thing again, I don't think, you know. But I'm totally okay with it. I'm totally okay with it. Hey, can I show you guys something real quick? My daughter, Tony, I didn't even ask you about this. I forgot to mention it, but can I show something Taylor made? She showed me this, and she actually, this is a business she
Oh
does.
yeah, you show absolutely, bro.
She
This
does
is
this.
cool as hell.
Well, I didn't expect this, and she walked up to me today and she showed me. She has a company. Her business is called Solstice Grove.
Everybody, listen up.
And so
This is really
she hands
cool.
me this box and she says to me, she says, "Hey, maybe somebody on Halenville might like these. Or you might want to give them as maybe a gift for somebody in trivia or something." Now they are female specific. This is for the ladies. These are specific because and I'm telling this, guys, just tune this out right now. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, but let me show you guys something. These are Eddie Van Halen nails.
Oh my God, those are awesome.
No, they're spectacular, Neil.
Yeah.
You should see them in person.
Holy.
They're high gloss and really, really nice, and they're super custom. She makes these, and so these are specific. Each lady, when these have to be ordered custom. So what we might do, and it's fully, up to Tony, and we'll talk about it. I really should have talked to Tony first, you guys. If I wouldn't mind giving these as a gift or a maybe something for trivia if one of the ladies wins and they might decide they might want a set of these. They would have to go to Taylor's website and then actually select their nails because you have to measure each finger. These are custom. And so it's not like a t-shirt.
Yeah. Yep.
But I would be more than happy to make that happen if anyone wants it, because, we're all about the chat and we're all about taking care of everyone on the chat. So,
well, Charles, I'll take it a step farther. I would absolutely want to purchase those. I don't want a free set because I want to support
Charles,
the business. I would purchase those for Alexia and get them like as a Christmas present or something like that because she would wear.
Yeah, they're really nice, guys. I mean,
what we'll
really
do.
Nice. I'm not meaning to push my daughter's merch like that. But when she handed them to me, the first thing I did was take a photograph and send it to Tony and say, "Look at what Taylor did."
Those are fantastic. So, don't feel like you're pushing your daughter on us. Those are awesome. Taylor, if you're still here, I don't know if she's still in the chat. If she is, those are gorgeous, and I'm going to purchase a set. I'm going to purchase a set for my wife.
I'm kind of bumming because I'd love to have a set, but they don't pertain to me.
This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. We'll
think about a Bumblebee set. The Bumblebee, that would be badass.
Hang on, Charles. We're gonna post that link for Taylor. We'll talk about it more next week too. So yeah, we'll. If you can give us that in chat there, Taylor, and we'll pass it along.
That is awesome.
We'll post it.
Taylor, I promise you, I will be talking to you soon. Promise.
Yeah, we'll post it at the end of the show in the description if you want us to also. But yeah, let us know.
Freaking cool, man.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Hell, we should have her come on sometime and talk about how she does it. Those stripe lines, those stripes look better than some of my guitars.
Don't do that. Do it, Neil.
I don't like.
Do it.
Hey, Dwight.
Dwight, you rock, brother. How are you, man? That's fine. That's fine.
But we'll talk more about that, and we'll post that if she wants us to. Cool. But they are cool as all get out. They are. Absolutely. What do you think, Neil?
I
think, look, Tony, but man was kind of gone and,
No, well, Tony, I think they'd look really good with you when you're flinging your thong around, doing your little dance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
By Axl Rose. By Axl Rose.
Tony.
Axl. I hear something. It's coming.
Yep.
All right. It's going down. Trivia.
Yeah.
Where are we at? At 55. Thank you, Sandra. Right on. We'll bust into trivia for tonight. Yeah. We're going to play for the last.
Oh, this is a keepsake. People want to be on this.
Fair warning pass. Fair warning. This is the last fair warning pass. And it is the peel off. And that'll be the last one. But yeah, if you're the winner, email address, you know the drill. Hit me up. But all right, so we were talking about Charles going to see Styx, REO Speedwagon, and Loverboy last weekend. And we're here in the South, we have these sheds that are very popular in the summertime to go see a concert. But it wasn't always like that. You know, we came up at pre 1990, we'll say, in the 80s, up to the end of the 80s, going to concerts indoors, inside. It was once in a while that you had a outdoor Monsters of Rock, whatever, a couple
Well,
of those. But
Tony, it was mainly because their functionality of the venue just wasn't good for outdoor concerts because it wasn't so much about the people they cared about. It
right,
was keeping the
there were
band dry and the equipment dry.
well, there were mayhem at outdoor concerts. They
Yeah.
lit a fire at RFK Stadium in the
Yeah.
seats during Van Halen.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot back when they used to allow coolers of beer, just no glass bottles, and it would be a mess. Beer cans everywhere. The first Van Halen show I ever saw, it was exactly like that. You see the pictures after, and it's nothing but these red cups on the stage, hundreds, you know,
Yes.
everybody launching them, you know.
Yeah.
But so we got so used to indoors, and in 1990 they started building amphitheaters in the South, and they popped up all of a sudden. And there's a couple here. Let me find what I'm trying to. Yeah, so this is Walnut Creek Amphitheater in Raleigh. Okay,
Wow.
and it's a little bit of a optical thing because the bottom of the screen is much higher up on a hill, and you
Well,
can
sure.
see the
Yeah. Yeah.
people walking up the walkway, and once you get to the top of those ramps, it's straight downhill to the stage.
Right.
um
That
but
is a beautiful venue, man. It's really the pride of it's really the pride of the whole place, man.
but
It's
but that
beautiful.
that place and the amphitheater in Charlotte opened up the same year at the
Hmm.
same basically the same time,
Yeah.
um and built by the same architect.
Yep.
Okay, so we all go to shows now and have been for years in both venues, and they look exactly the same. um but you got a big walkway around, vendors, everything,
Yep.
and then the actual, but the seats, and then there's the lawn. But you're looking at 20K there, you
Damn.
know,
Hmm. Hmm.
and they can stuff 22 in there, and Charlotte,
Wow.
you know,
That's a lot of
um,
people right there.
Yes, it is.
yeah, good times though. But so this joint, it opened up on July 4th, 1991. Okay. And the first band to ever play there was the Connells. They were big locally around here, had some albums. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of them. Haven't heard much out of them in recent years, but since that show, this place has become a staple of where we go see concerts each year. and have since 1991. But your trivia question for tonight is, what was the first show that Fruitcake Tony attended here? And that is your trivia question for tonight.
I got it wrong.
That's the, and here's your hint.
Nice. There goes the obvious choice.
Let me take that down. So that is.
I think I see you in that picture.
I don't know what show that was, but that once it gets dark, that lawn fills up.
Yeah, I think. Were you wearing leopard skin that day? I think I saw you.
So I see the guesses. Ah, good guess. That's my favorite guess so far, right there. Ramstein.
They are your favorite band.
All right. What was my first show at Walnut Creek ever?
Danzig.
Steve-O 5150, welcome, dude.
Nice.
Steve-O, welcome to Halenville, bro.
All right, so a lot of good guesses coming in, a lot of cool guesses coming in.
Here, Tony, let me ask you this, and I hope that tell me if this gives anything away. I don't want you to reveal the answer yet, but did you see a concert there the summer it opened?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
So it opened up July 4th of 91. Van Halen was the second concert I saw there in October of 91.
Okay.
I saw one show there in the summertime.
The guesses are crazy. They're rock and rolling here.
They are, man. They're pouring in.
Taylor just mentioned everybody Charles saw this past
Lover
weekend.
Boy, I know.
Sticks,
Lover Boy.
REO Speedwagon.
I can't wait till Saturday to talk about that concert. I can't wait, man.
Good guesses. No, you.
Even Garth's a great guess.
Yeah,
That's a great guess.
Ah, there it is.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh my God.
There it is.
Somebody went to the venue page and looked up the history of shows.
That's your answer right there.
Nice.
Bad Company, Damn Yankees in August.
Wow.
Nice.
So who is winning here? Who? Charles 75 in. Right on, dude. Congratulations. You rock.
Hot
dude.
dog. We have a wiener.
There's a email address down below, trivia winners email. Email me your name and address. I'll mail it out in the morning. Do you get the last? Where's it at? I just had it. Fair warning pass.
Yeah.
Where's it at? Goodness. Anyway.
I didn't see what you did with it, Tony.
Yeah,
It's here. It's here. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Very cool. Very cool.
That was fun. Sandra, I was just going to say the same thing. You just read my mind. Those were a lot of fun guesses. That was really cool.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that place, once they opened up that joint, that from going to shows, and I saw the Kiss farewell tour in both venues, and many shows in Charlotte and many shows in Raleigh. Probably more in Raleigh because it's closer to me, but he can say the same. He's been to both many times, but more in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. They're really, really efficient, well thought out venues. Functionality is so important. The biggest problem with the US Festival was the lack of functionality. You know, um, yeah,
Yeah,
man,
well,
we're very fortunate. We're very fortunate to have the venues we have. We have
they,
wonderful small clubs. We have wonderful sheds. We have wonderful arenas.
Hey,
yeah,
can you guys, that picture kind of blocked it. We obviously couldn't see the stage really because the shed itself was covering
Mhm,
it.
mhm.
yeah,
What is the stage setup generally like for the shows that you see? Are there screens on each side?
yeah.
Oh,
There is.
there's
Yeah,
multiple screens. They're
Yeah,
all the same size too, and
cool.
they're huge. And so, like for instance, on the stage, there's 3 screens, one directly behind,
Hmm.
and one on either side.
Okay.
And if you're under that shed top, like you're under there,
Yeah,
they're huge. They're
that's
huge.
awesome. Cool.
But then also there's 3 on the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 more screens total. So there's like a total of 8 in
So
the whole
everybody in the
venue.
lawn can see everything then, right?
I watched
oh
the
yeah.
3 shows I watched
That's cool.
here this last weekend.
Yeah.
85 to 90% of the show I watched the screen.
Yeah.
Because it was huge and it was crystal clear.
They have,
I
but
can't
they
wait to
have
talk
them
about Dave
made.
Romato's Les Pauls, man.
They
Oh,
they they have those made to where even if you're at the top of the lawn looking down, the screens help, but you can still see all the way down.
Oh yeah, you
No
fully can
matter
enjoy
where you are, you can actually
yeah,
see. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
unless you're behind one of the beams,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Um,
That's really cool, and thank you for explaining that. Because of all the outdoor shows that I generally go see, there's not usually a tent over the infield kind of
yeah,
area, so to speak. It's
yeah,
usually just an outdoor venue.
right.
So
But a lot of them are like that now. They're not necessarily sheds. The sheds popped up here in the South in the early 90s and then everywhere else soon
yeah,
after. Um,
The thing
but
that's so
yeah,
neat about those is for the for the person who goes to the venue. If you were, let's say, you were within, you can't even see it from the photo that Tony's showing, but let's say you were within the first 50 rows of the stage.
yeah,
All you do is stand up, you turn around, you walk back to a point, and it's not that far, and you make a left or a right, and you walk right out the side to food, drink, whatever, t-shirts, whatever you want. It's and the bathroom, whatever, totally functional. That's the beauty of those things, man. They're so
but
comfortable.
the real beauty of these things, although we don't partake as much anymore. And I use that word loosely, I guess, but
Yeah, it's subject to
don't,
change without
but
any
yeah,
notice, Tony.
but anymore because we're older and we pick and choose our shows, but COVID had a lot to do with that too. But Walnut Creek and the amphitheater, Verizon Amphitheater in Charlotte, are famous for, and it changed the way we go for tailgating.
hmm
Okay, I mean, just sick, hundreds and hundreds of people, and it
well,
it
you guys are
it's
down there in NASCAR country, so everybody tailgates.
NASCAR country is right up the
everybody.
street, bro. Just
Right.
you make a left and go down about
It's either
it's right there.
NASCAR or the SEC football games. That's
Ask Ben Coombs, man.
right.
But at these sheds, when you're tailgating, it's a popular thing that, and a lot of the artists will get on golf carts and ride out there
Oh, that's cool.
and party with us.
That's cool.
You know, um, yeah. But
Excellent.
those places are famous for the tailgating.
Hey
Yeah.
guys, real quick, I don't know if we mentioned him in the chat before, but our good buddy Craig Stofko from CHS Guitars,
Dude.
Hey,
he
Craig.
texted. He's watching us. He's watching us right now. So for all the people out there that, as we've been talking about guitars, you want to talk about somebody with a glass-like finish, Craig Stofko does those. Oh my God,
Yes,
his finishing work on guitars is pristine. So
yes.
props to Craig. Thanks for watching, bud.
Right on, bro. Right on.
Neil, behind you a while ago, I really want to see the ad guitar.
Okay. All righty. So let's see. So this okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Kramer ad guitar. Now this was as boy, I don't know how many people. It's commonplace. I know a lot about it. I don't know how many people do, but this was
I don't know a lot about it.
okay.
Uh,
This would have been
yeah,
this
except
would
for
have
what
been
it
the
is.
first guitar. This guitar, the Kramer ad guitar, came before the 5150, the Hot for Teacher, the 84. The Kramer ad guitar was one of the first guitars that when Eddie signed a deal with Dennis Berardi and Kramer and said, they were like, hey, what do you want? We want to make a deal with you. He was like, well, I want something like my Frankie. Make me a Frankie. And so essentially there's pictures that have circulated of Eddie's Frankenstrat on a workbench in the Kramer factory, and then the ad guitar being built right next to it. So it's really cool. So it's gonna end up having the cut pick guard here, a angled humbucker here, Floyd, all that stuff. So the setup of it, and this is non-existent, didn't work. It was just wired in there because Eddie's was, again, very similar to the Frankenstrat. Those things were never even wired. You got the seagulls or the mustaches, whatever you want to call them. But this was an interesting guitar. It was not a Strat body. It's called a Walker body, and I think the guy's name, I want to say the guy's name was Joe Walker, I believe, who it's subtle, but these
Is
are
that what
big,
makes the
fat
top
horns.
horn?
Yeah, these are huge. These are like tusks. If you look at the size of those horns compared to a Strat, they're just monstrous. But anyway, so I've got a guy that wanted me to do this, and what's really interesting.
Hey Neil, is that a heavier body? I didn't mean to cut you off. Is that a heavier body because of that, or?
No, not at all. It's well, this particular one is basswood, and I prefer basswood for this build in particular.
Mm-hmm.
They're not heavy. The only thing, I suppose it's possible that it could throw the weight distribution off a bit, but the neck and the Holy Grail neck on it is pretty light, and then of course you got a Floyd base, so it sure. kind of offsets it well. And then we still got the eye hooks in the back, so it's not heavier and it doesn't play any differently.
Okay.
Good question though. Good question. What I find really interesting is I've seen a lot of people. I've studied this guitar for a long, long time, and I've seen a lot of people's replicas before where the back doesn't have these two black stripes. And for a while, I didn't think they went there. These two in the front just seemed to stop on the white line.
Okay.
And the more and more I studied the guitar, for some reason, it kind of didn't make sense to me because there's no other stripes this size anywhere on the front. So I just had a hard time understanding why they would stop. So as we know, there's very few videos of him playing this guitar live and almost no photographs of the back. But there's few videos of them playing. He took this guitar on the South American tour in 1983.
Right.
And that's the only time he played it live. But there's live video from, I think, Argentina and Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yeah.
And so I scoured those videos and watched those intently on the biggest screen I could get. And here's what I discovered. There are shots, and I wish I had the photograph as proof, but I'll be able to pull them up and post them. There is shots that this black line goes down the horn. You can see it from this angle, and you can see it from, let's see, I guess it would be, what's the front? This. You would see this angle here. So there is definitive proof that the black line cuts across the white. That much I know from those photos. So then if you just geometrically follow the fact that it's probably one piece of tape, because that's the way a lot of the guitars were done. It was one piece of tape just wrapped around things. So if you follow these two lines, it would make sense that it would just cross, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's what. Now, the funny thing about these guitars, there are pictures of the 5150 that show up every now and then, and it'll be as I've studied that guitar since 1985, and I'll see a picture and I'll be like, oh my god, I've never seen that line before. It happens. You're always going to find a new photograph that shows something that make everybody go, god damn it. I got to start all over. So it's entirely possible somebody someday is going to post a picture of this guitar and show the back, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm going based off of those 2 concert videos that you can find on YouTube, the 2 videos from February '83. And there is absolutely proof that the black line cuts across the white. And so I follow those lines into the back, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Very cool. Very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. And aside from that, just the last thing I'll say about it was this guitar, even on the cover of the magazine where it got the name, the ad, Frankie, you can see there's a little bit of relicking, a little bit of wear on the elbow part. And the guy that I'm doing this particular guitar for told me, he was like, go with that. Kind of, not nearly as much as like Charles uses, but he said, show me some wear and tear. So because we haven't really seen much of the back of the guitar, I talked to him about like, well, what if I just did a little bit of wear here? Let's just do a little bit on the back. Let's do some scrape.
Well,
I kind of showed him,
because when I didn't mean to cut you off, but when you talk about a little bit of wear, less is more.
Sure.
Many times with relicking, it's not necessarily about beating the crap out of the guitar.
Yeah.
That gets done. That's easy. That's easy relicking. When I say that, we're joking. When I say he's just dropping it and beating it,
cool. Good to
he's
know,
not
Robert.
doing that, But I just I love the way that you do the subtle relicking on that. That's absolutely beautiful.
Well, thank you. And I'm also trying to, the other thing I wanted to take into account is my mind tries to logically explain everything, like every mark that's on a guitar. I want to know exactly why it got there and how it got there and that type of thing. Yeah. And this guitar wasn't played very long. It was on a South American leg of one tour for 1983, and that was it. So realistically, I was trying to justify how much wear and tear could there actually be on the guitar. And that was one of the things that I came up with, where we just, I did a little bit of wear down here, because these are the spots that are going to touch the body as you're playing it. There's going to be a little bit of this when you put the guitar down, when you bang it into things, and there's going to be a few notches here that are actually visible in the photograph on the cover of the magazine. But aside from that, I didn't want to go overboard with it. Luckily, after multiple discussions with the guy that I'm doing the guitar for, he completely agreed. And he allowed me to take some liberties with the aspects of the guitar that we just haven't seen before. There's there's spots on the back that it's guesswork.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. You get all kind of builds.
I do.
My goodness.
I do. I get some wacky ones. I should point out really quick, it just came up. Robert pointed out that Louis Costa of Fairfield Guitar Company, they are selling period. Well, actually, there's a couple places too for the people that want to accurately do these type of things. There's period correct guitar parts, and there's Fairfield. Some of these companies out there have sourced and tracked down like actual like he mentioned, the actual pickup selector and some of these things. There's a lot of people, the straps. We all know that that guy's selling every strap from every tour that Eddie had, those kind of things. So make sure you check out those type of things. If you want to accent your build with, round it out with the perfect, if you've got a Bumblebee and you want the strap with the button on it, or
are you saying that you could own a Bumblebee and he will sell you a period strap for that Bumblebee?
Yes, I am saying that.
Oh, that's just badass.
Oh man, you got to check out his site. He's got everything.
No, I don't. No, I don't check it out. I'm going to, but I don't. But I'm going to. That's really cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, I love plugging some of these other people. We've had the period correct guitar parts guys on the show before talking about Floyd's. We've had obviously we've had Chris Locke, Donnie Ward. So we've had a lot of these guys on our show before. But if you're not sure about Lou Costa on Fairfield, check him out.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now we may want to save the topic of paint for maybe another show with maybe a couple other guys and this and that. Or if you want to, we can just go right down that rabbit hole if you want. I'm
honestly,
kind of thinking maybe because and what I'm going to talk to the chat. I'm talking about here is me and Tony and Neil, and we did talk about doing talk about some paint. We're going to talk about paint, and
here's what I'll say, and I think in the interest of fairness, there are people out there that know more about the paint selection than I do, so maybe we can save that for a deep dive for another show and get some.
I think that's heavy hitters. It's up to you, Tony. You're running this.
Yeah, no.
I think that would be a lot of fun to have an open discussion and debate, possibly. About,
I'm just going to say this. I am utterly fascinated, and you guys know what I'm talking about, that Edward Van Halen went into a bicycle shop and painted the Frankie with paint that's not even supposed to go on wood. It's supposed to go on metal. The primer specifically made to go on metal. And he obviously got away with using it on wood, but he didn't use it like it was supposed to. It's supposed to be put on a solid surface. It's supposed to show reflection, and almost like car paint. It's very similar to car paint because you're putting it on metal, and the primer is really important. And we're going to go into that. Yep. And we're going to talk about the difference in paint.
Yep.
And you see, because the results he got with the Frankie, had he not just walked into a Schwinn store to buy his paint, would have been completely different. Mm-hmm. The end result would have been way different, because we're not talking about just color here. Color's easy.
Yeah.
This is very, very, I'm very interested in it, to be honest. And I know a lot of you guys out there,
I would love to do that. Have a paint episode and bring in some heavy hitters and have people talk about the stuff that they know. And a lot of it is theory. So there's, we're going to have an open, possibly a debate. There's some people are in one camp, some people are in another.
Well, when you use those kinds of paints, you have to use them differently. We're not talking about interior, exterior latex paint you put on your house. I mean, we are not talking about that in any way, shape, or form. We're not even talking about necessarily Krylon or anything that you get. It's really interesting, you guys. And anyway,
I will say this though: the one thing that I think is actually amusing in anybody that's built a guitar or painted a Van Halen particular guitar can attest to this. I think it's amusing how much time and energy we, guitar builders, guitar players devote to kind of, scratching our head trying to figure out how he got that, how he did this, how he did that, and he must have done this, and there's got to be all these things. And the truth is probably the simplest solution out there is probably Eddie didn't know what he was doing, he just painted, and like that's what I think is funny, because we'll sit there and we'll dissect, to get this, to get the pink fogging right on the back in the Frankenstrat, he had to have known that the translucent primer underneath would have blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't think he was concerned with how it was going to wear off over time. That's not what he thought about. But when we're trying to do a replica, it drives us crazy. It drives us absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And to that end,
hazard things that are done.
That's always one of the biggest challenges.
Like guys like Johnny B and all those guys, they wake up in the middle of the night just like you, Neil, and think about that kind of stuff. And
we're going to do a show about paint.
Yep. But listen, last thing I'm going to say is the fact that we're having this discussion, I'll bet you Edward Van Halen is laughing in the afterlife, looking down on us right now, just laughing, being like, I can't believe they're worried about that.
I know.
We're still talking about turnbuckles, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to grab some tea.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
I'll be right back.
Right on, man. But that would be paint would be a really fun show. We can pull out everybody. And here's the thing, we've for the people that have been with this show for a long time and they've watched us do the 5150 round table, or when we did a Frankenstrat kind of round table, the one thing that I've always postured myself, I've always been a sponge for knowledge, and I've never once assumed or tried to project that I'm an expert in it. You know, I learn something new every single day, and every build I make, I find something new. I find a new photograph that I've never seen before, and I try to make the next build better than the one before. I always kind of find it funny when, and I'm not going to badmouth anybody, but I always find it funny when there are people out there that swear they know it's this is the paint that he used, or this is the wood. I know it for a fact, blah, 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 blah. And that always just kind of makes me laugh a little bit, because I'm like, if you haven't played the 5150 in person, you don't know. You know, you're just going off of the best information available, which is what we all do. But for that reason, though, I would never say, oh, I know for a fact it's this wood or it's this paint or this, you know, I've never said that. I'm going off the same stuff everybody else does.
That's why it's nice that you're not necessarily just focusing on this is the only way I'm going to do it because I've researched it and this is how it's going to be done. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not knocking that, because the guys who do that are freaking awesome. Okay. Yeah. That's totally cool. But the fact that you'll diversify and you'll come in and I mean, you did a 5150 that was purplish blue.
Yeah. Purple. Yeah.
Purplish blue. Right. I was like, man, I want one of those. I can't have all the guitars I see work that way. Yeah. Okay. So another thing, and it's funny, I stumble across the truth once in a while myself. I was said to you earlier, I was talking about it, and Eddie took a guitar body and he sanded it down to bare wood and then primed it and painted it. And that's nice, Tony. Yeah. And I was saying, well, you don't have to take all the paint off just for the primer to bind to the surface. You just have to sand it properly. Mm-hmm. But if the guitar's a relic, you can't have all the other color paint on the bottom. You have to go to the bare wood.
Right.
And so there's a reason for it, mm-hmm. And that's just one of the things you think of that stuff all the time. I have to stumble onto it and, eureka. So,
sure. No, it's funny that you mentioned that, because on occasion, somebody will, because I'm budget conscious when I'm building too. There's different levels. If somebody wants maybe a less than perfect replica, but they don't have a lot of money to spend, then I'll figure out what we can do within their budget. Sure. And I'll give you an example. There's been a couple of people that have said, hey, I don't have much money, but I've got like a Squire or a third tier Strat kind of thing. Can you I just send this to you and can you paint it with what you got and that kind of thing, and we'll work something out. And as long as they understand it's not going to be the exact right body, it's not going to be the same pickup routes in the center, all those things, if they're fine with that, then I'm fine with that too. That's fine.
It may be a guitar that's sentimental to them. It may be a guitar that they just love. I've got a Squire, Neil and Tony. It's $150 guitar. Okay. And when I got it, it was horrible. Yeah. It was horrible. But it's the neck is the neck I learned how to dress frets. Yeah. And so I took this I'm going to say crappy neck. It would cut your fingers. The fret sprout would just slice you open. It was that bad. That's how they sold the guitar. I don't know why they got away with that shit, because that really changed. And they don't do it anymore. This is an old guitar. This guitar is 18 years old. Well, 15 years old. And so I did all of it. I dressed it up, and it plays so good now, and so smooth and so sweet that if I pick the guitar up, I will keep it and play it for weeks on end and won't change. Sure. And it's not a high-end guitar. It's just a well-strung guitar.
Right. Right. Okay? It's just I still have the first guitar I bought with my money. The first electric guitar I ever had, my dad actually bought me a Kramer, because that's what I wanted when I was a kid and I saw it. Nice. But the first guitar I bought with my own money was a Squire Strat, and I still have it to this day. Now there's almost nothing original left in it because I've modded the hell out of it.
They are so moddable, dude. That's why you buy them.
That's what's great. But it's still with everything that I've done to it, it's still one of my favorite guitars, and that's a guitar that I can't wait to pass on to somebody.
How many guys have learned to mod guitars starting with a Squire.
I know, right? Exactly. It's
Yeah.
$200, you know, $200
Yeah,
out the door, and then do what you
absolutely.
want with it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's cool, man.
It's awesome.
Right on. Yeah, I can only imagine it. Are there guitars out there that obviously there's certain guitars that are more popular than others? Do you ever get any curveballs? Like I gave you a big, I
Yeah.
gave you a hard slider, but that was. Do you ever get like, what do you do if you get a shark?
No, I mean, to be honest with you, that's not even much of a curveball nowadays because I'm so tight with the guys that build the bodies and the guys that build the necks. You know, like our friends that, you know, the Donnie Wards, the Chris Locks, the Randy Butala. There's, you know, Mitch from KNE. There's you know, those guys have those templates now, so that's not really much of a curveball anymore. You know, if I was the one that was routing out the wood from a hunk, you know, if I had to cut that body shape myself, that would be a pain in the ass. I would say, okay, let's just stick with Strat style bodies. But you know, that's those guys do them, and they do them really well. And I'm, you know, I love the fact that they're out there, so I can source phenomenal bodies and necks from people that I trust and I've done a lot of business with over the years. And then, you know, my job is to do the rest.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
that's not, you know, that's not much of a curveball. I will say, you know, it's going to be interesting because the circles that we talked about, having I've got experience playing them, but haven't really set up a recessed Floyd before, where it's cut into the body so you can pull up and do, you know, that where so it's a floating bridge essentially. And I've played that myself, but it's going to be interesting to work on setting it up and making sure the height is right and getting all that and adjusting the action to where the bridge is and the post holes and all these things. That's going to be an interesting challenge, but it's not even much of a curveball. It's yeah.
Well, curveballs come when you start trying to order parts maybe that are tough to get
Yeah,
or
yeah.
they don't make anymore. If that are, or if you got to do like I gave you a body, a
Mm-hmm.
pre-existing body, and said route it out, Neil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Now that's that stuff. That's fun too, because when we're taking like, you know, a Kramer special body that doesn't have a Floyd route, and then we're making it, basically we're modding it into a Kramer 84 essentially. You know, those things, you got to have some skill with knowing exactly how to intonate a guitar, where the Floyd post holes have to be, and then the little square or rectangular cutout that they have for the standard trim is not going to fit the Floyd. It's got to go farther to the right for the bar. And those, like, there's a little bit of woodworking that comes into play then. But those kind of things I get off on too. You know, it's kind of fun. Like I'm a competitive person. I like challenges. I like things that keep it fresh and interesting. And your guitar, Tony, you know, it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge. We had a couple of theories about how we were going to do it. And unfortunately, the reality is my first two shots at it didn't work out. But
Well,
you
you
know,
actually got good results. You just didn't get the results that you wanted.
correct.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
Because what you
Correct.
had was really, really, really nice.
That's actually true. That's
But it
actually
wasn't going to
that's
wear the
very
way
true.
you wanted. You weren't going to get. You just didn't get exactly what you want.
Yeah, yeah.
I respect
And
that. I
yeah.
really do.
No,
I
that's a good
respect
call. But so, you know, that's one of the things. So, you know, I'm never the greatest thing about being a guitar builder, assembler, painter, luthier, whatever you want to call me. The greatest thing about it is no mistake is incorrectable. Everything, you know, whether it's, you know, you drill a hole in the wrong place, you fill it with wood, let it dry, start over, drill again, you know, those kind of things, or sand it down to wood, start painting over and all this stuff. Everything's correctable. It just takes time and energy. But when you know that, it kind of takes a little bit of pressure off. And, you know,
Right.
you're never sitting there saying like, oh my God, this has, you know, if I ever, if I was ever really unhappy with a paint job, I would paint it over. I'd start over. So that's where we're at.
Well, it's kind of neat. You see, I saw my guitar before it was relicked. I had a choice. I had a
Right.
choice to stop and say, and it was nice, real nice. But I know what I want.
Yeah.
I mean, and I have sacrificed something on that guitar that I really did want, but I chose at the last minute not to, just to keep it period correct.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will understand the period correct thing
Yeah.
very soon, and you'll
Yeah.
be like, "Yeah, I get it."
Yeah, wink,
Because I
wink.
wanted a reverse banana headstock. Okay, I wanted one really bad. They are badass. I used to watch Robin Crosby rock those all the time, and George Lynch does the same. So I really want one. So I may have to get another guitar in the future with a reverse banana headstock.
Yep.
Just for the hell of it. However, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Neil, when I mean the curveball that I threw you, not only did it involve routing, but it involved a guitar that Eddie didn't use paint on. He used
Correct.
tape.
Yes.
And there are issues when you do that. There were issues with him, but so what's the difference? I think it's nicer if it's paint, but what's the difference in that tape versus paint?
Okay, well let's talk about Eddie's guitar first. Specifically, it was a purple Pacer that he took 4 different colors of electrical tape and wrapped it around haphazardly. We all know, we've seen the front and the back. It was white, orange, blue, and purple. No, white, orange, blue, and yellow. So that particular guitar. Now that was actually done with electrical tape. We know that because we've seen multiple pictures of some of the tape peeling off after he played it for a little while. So that's one of the things. Now, if we were going to build your guitar, because you already gave me a purple Kramer, so we could have just simply, I could have just, taken duct tape or electrical tape to it and sent it right back to you. But the difference is, this is something I wanted to, Eddie wasn't concerned with the longevity of doing something like that. And I wanted something that would actually stick and be like permanent. So one of the first thing that we wanted to do was I considered doing every single layer in paint. And like, in other words, painting it white, tape it up with where the white stripes go, then painting it yellow, then put tape where the yellow stripes go, then painting it orange, and do this, which would involve a ton of layers of paint. And you couldn't put the paint on real thick. Otherwise, the lowest stripe would be a lot lower than the highest color of paint, which would be
one layer doesn't matter, but 4 layers,
right?
You're talking scope.
Yeah.
You can see that.
So the paint has to be like razor thin. Yeah. So I didn't want to do that unless we absolutely had to. So what we did, I tried a couple of different options. First of all, I sanded the body down because we had to get rid of the glossy finish that was on it already. My plan was to sand it down, repaint it purple, put all the tape on exactly the way Eddie did it, and then put a nitrous finish over it or a clear coat over it. And I showed you some pictures as we went along. And when we got to the end of the tape phase, it looked spot on. It looked exactly like, I mean, if we were just going to leave the tape alone, it would have been done and it would have been perfect. And I was ecstatic. But I wanted to cover the tape with like a clear coat or a gloss or something that would seal it to the wood and seal it so that when you're running your hand across it, you're not feeling the tape lines. Right. But then we're also dealing with 4 different layers of tape. It's and thick. It's thick, and then the
tape's thicker than paint.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that was tough, and I had to do a bunch of different coats. And you got to be careful with clear coat. Craig Stofko does this stuff. He's the master at this type of thing, and he's even talked about what a pain in the ass it is to do this, and he's great at it. So what I was trying to do was figure out a way to do light coats of clear and just enough so that we could finally level it out so that you didn't feel these lines. Unfortunately, I'd never experienced or experimented with putting clear coat or a lacquer finish over tape, just over wood. And what ended up happening was it had a reaction to the actual electrical tape where the tape shriveled. The tape almost like wrinkled up like the way your fingers do when they prune if you've been in water too long.
Plus the adhesive that the tape is actually adheses, it has a gas that comes off it. You can smell it.
And it was just something that I couldn't have predicted. You know, I mean, you learn everything through trial and error. I've learned, you know, that was one of the things. And it broke my heart because we were so close to the finish line.
Dude, that thing looks so cool, dude. Tony Neal showed me this. I think I might have actually seen it maybe before you did. And I was so excited. It was just gorgeous.
Yeah. So that, you know, okay, so that was, you know, basically, you know, then we're back to square one. So, you know, sand off the sealer that I put on, unwind all the tape, which then peeled off like brittle. You know, it was just horrible at that point. And then completely, you know, like power sand that body all the way back down to wood. And now we're at the point where we're going to do it the way I originally intended, which is just going to take a long time. And I'm going to have to be really careful with the paint, but we're going to do it all with tape. I mean, all with paint. Every single layer is going to be a layer of paint. And then the advantage of that, if I do it correctly and I'm careful, the advantage of that then is I can cover it with a clear coat and it'll be seamless and flawless. And I don't have to worry about what's going on under that clear coat. It's going to look factory new, which is kind of what, you know, the design behind Eddie's was. He just didn't have a clear coat. It was just duct tape, but yours is going to look like that, but also look like something you could have got off the rack at Guitar Center. So that's where we're at. And we're moving along. The guitar's already painted white. So we're getting there. And then and then Tony and I, for the people that haven't, I don't know if we've talked about this before. Keep in mind too, though, that the guitar body is not the same. We're not doing an exact replica of Eddie's purple stripe multicolored tape guitar. We're doing like I want to do with a lot of my customers. We're kind of doing our own version of it. And we've talked about, you know, adding some spice to it, adding some things that, what did it look like? A crapple tape thing. I could post pictures of it. It looked like it wrinkled. It looked like the tape wrinkled to the question. But we're doing some cool things with it. We're doing some things with gold hardware and stuff. Like we've got some really neat stuff that just looks good on purple. You know, it looks so regal.
Great.
Purple and gold look regal. It's such a classy combination of color. And then on top of that, it's just a single angled humbucker, which is cool. So you get more of the design of the tape lines across the center and across the back. And we're doing a painted headstock too, because it's the Kramer headstock instead of the just solid maple wood Strat style neck that was on his. We're doing something with it. Oh my God, it's gonna be phenomenal. It's gonna be phenomenal.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice so the neck will be different, but what we tried to do is the special that I sent Neil has one pickup, and we did not add another one.
Right.
We kept and that was angled,
and that was by choice too. That was, you know, we talked about that and we actually discussed it, and I think both Tony and I agreed that it would look really cool to just see where that orange tape line goes behind the black humbucker on the top. You see, you know, follow the tape. Use your mind to follow the line where it would go, and you know, it's just. Plus, I think we're all kind of fans of the Kramer single humbucker look anyway. That's kind of, you know, we're all kind of in that camp. We love those, all the, you know, the Hopper Teacher, the Kramer, the 5150, the 84. That's our jam. So
yeah, but everybody's got their favorite. There's a huge group that just adores the 5150 guitar, and you know, but it. This guitar, this multi-tape color guitar I've always loved this, and I know that he didn't use it much live. That's not it. That's not it.
There it is.
That's it.
That would be it.
Yeah. So, but
Only Edward Van Halen can get away with wearing those overalls, dude. Check
Well,
those out.
I'm going to beg to differ. I think that once I get this guitar in Tony's
You have a
hands, I
pair,
wouldn't be
don't you, Neil?
surprised.
Yeah, I bet
Yeah,
you do.
I think Tony's going to be sporting the one overall look, one strap over his shoulder, walking down the street.
I'd love to
And
see that.
this build is not an exact either. The
Right, right.
relicking is subtle
Yep.
in the right spots, but the cool thing is this banana headstock that came
hmm
purple with a Kramer logo. Neil is going to mock up a
hmm
paint pattern or a tape pattern, have you, for the headstock, um,
Yeah.
rather than to change the neck
Yep.
and
And
you
we're gonna
know.
do the gold block Kramer logo. It's just gonna pop. It's gonna be
Nice.
it's gonna be awesome for people that are
Nice.
familiar with the basically the block lettering. When Eddie had his in '87, when Tom Anderson redid a Kramer neck for the Frankenstrat, which was only on for a couple of years, but it's in the Feel So Good video. When he brought after he in that video, you can see he's definitely playing the Frankenstrat, not the 5150, even though it was on the OU 812 album. He had a different neck with a Kramer logo on it, and it was a curved headstock, painted only on one side, only on the front. If anybody sees pictures of it was the Kramer logo was written in gold block with a black outline, and it was amazing, and I loved it. I fell in love with that logo at the time, and we're gonna do something like that for Fruitcake Tony's guitar. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be
Very
awesome.
cool. Very cool.
Right on. Right on.
Very
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, I can imagine the work plus the routing plus I mean to turn a Beretta Special into something, but that's why I got the thing a couple years ago was to do specifically this. You
hmm
know, I mean,
hmm
I didn't know exactly what then, um, but yeah.
Yeah. No, but this is, but I like this stuff. I really like, Tony, you and I have had kind of like with all of my customers, you and I have talked about this at great length. We talked about all kinds of things. You sent me stickers that we could consider, hiding in the paint design somewhere and all this stuff. There was a whole lot of personality of yours that we're putting into this thing. I appreciate the fact that it gave us a chance to kind of think outside the box a little bit or color outside the lines. That kind of stuff gets me stoked. I'm excited to be doing this. So
Yeah.
no matter,
Yeah.
it's obviously it's frustrating when things don't go your way originally. That part's frustrating, but trial and everybody that wants to be good at something, you have to deal with the bumps in the road along the way.
Oh
And
yeah.
and eventually, it's taken a little bit longer than we wanted, but it's going to be awesome. And I've learned something new along the way. So there you go.
I've seen one other. I saw a couple pictures of somebody who turned a Beretta Special into that multi with paint, not
Yep.
tape, and it had gold hardware. It looks sick.
They're
Looks
doing
really
basically what we're
nice.
doing.
Sick.
They
Yes,
stole our
it
Sick.
idea.
does.
Yeah. I was like, look at that.
But I'll
But it
say this,
was.
Tony, and I'll say it right in front of Neil. The just before things went south with Neil, the end result of the quality of the first build he did for
Yeah.
you looked just as good as the painted guitar that you're talking about right now.
I can
It
grab
was
those, Neil, if you want me to. They it is handsome. It's
Yeah.
let me
Go for
jump
it.
in here. You guys, this may take me just a moment, but
Hey, I'm gonna grab something to drink. I'll be right back.
this is thanks, Charles.
So it's just
This
going to be me for a few minutes.
now this may let me hunt this and somebody sent me this and I have to figure out who. I figured it out. All right. This
By the
may
way,
take
I've got the last of my Shark Week paper cups this week. I've almost finished all my Shark Week cups.
nice.
Yeah. Let's see. What else can we talk about while you're looking? What else
I
can we
am
do?
I hope it's not, but this is, oh man,
I don't know what else we
these
can
were
do.
so cool.
I've shown this to people before. This is actually the second of a green shamrock green Frankenstrat that I did. I already got rid of the first one, and it went to somebody that's actually gotten 3 guitars from me now, and they're ecstatic about each one, and he keeps coming back with more ideas. And this was a color that we determined together, a shade of green that he wanted. And so when I built that and started posting pictures of it, all of a sudden a bunch of people said, I want that too. So that's cool. And again, like I said, there's nothing that's off the wall. There's no color that's taboo to me. So when people ask, can you do this? The short answer is always yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to find this dude. My goodness. Where the heck is it at?
And on the one hand, it's funny because I'm kind of bummed that somebody kind of basically took our idea and did it first. But at the same time, that's going to make me up my game even more then, because I'm going to make sure that yours stands above the rest.
What you
Here it is. I found it. All right. But I have heard that Rob had one made recently. And
Really?
that was coincidental. Yeah, Rob Johnson had one made a while back. He's got it.
Actually, that doesn't even surprise me, because purple is his color. Like that doesn't surprise me at all. And I bet you his might even been made by Craig.
He's on a quest to have every Van Halen guitar that was ever produced, photographed, or anything. And I swear, I think he's going to accomplish his goal.
I think he is.
I think he's going to.
He just got. I just saw pictures the other day. Craig Stofko, who we've talked about before, made Rob Johnson a green and silver metal flake 5150. It's green metal flake sparkle and silver metal flake stripes. And when you hold it, and of course with Craig's standard glass mirror like finish, you hold that thing up, and oh my God, light pops off it. It's a phenomenal paint job.
I found it.
Excellent.
Check this out. All right. I'm going to share screen here. Which one?
Nice. Cool. By the way, since we've been talking, while you're pulling that up, neil@neildaly.com for those of you that are, while we've been talking. Okay, let's look at this.
How's that look?
That looks
really sharp.
Looks gorgeous. Yeah, that's gorgeous. That's essentially what we're going for. Yeah, they did the black, or I'm sorry, the gold. Yeah, Mean Street did this. Mean Street Guitars do some great work.
Yeah.
They do some great work. They've been a name for a while. So
yeah, that's beautiful. That's really absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Man, that is something.
Yeah.
Is there did they do anything with the headstock? Do we know?
Yeah, I'll show you. That's the back.
Yeah.
But you can see that they kept the one pickup. And didn't route.
That's it. Yours is an angled humbucker though. Yours is more like the Beretta.
Mine's stock. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's interesting to see this paint.
Charles 75N, congratulations, man. Good job on trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Email me your stuff, bro. Thanks.
Be well, brother.
Man, that really is pretty. That's actually, Tony, this just makes me feel better about what we're doing though, because yours is going to look like that. So
there's a video with this too.
Seeing this makes me excited about the colors and the way the purple, this looks great. And with tape or with paint, honestly, I'm happy. It's going to look better than if we used electrical tape, because that,
Well, Neil, the thing about it is what your original result was period correct.
Yes,
okay?
It was. Sure.
And it was really, really sharp. It was that sharp. It was as sharp as what we're looking at. Yep. But it was a little different because it was made with tape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
actually, it didn't look. God, I'm going to say this, you guys. This is beautiful. But the tape guitar that Neil did looked just like this in color. It was the same thing, but it was with tape. Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't better or worse.
Yeah.
It was a different material,
well
but
said.
it looked just like that.
Yeah, very well said. That you're absolutely right. I mean, it looked just like that. It was just done with tape. And,
yeah.
And
but this is functional.
Yeah,
see,
well,
the tape wouldn't have looked that in, as you know, from the first week you own the guitar, the tape's going to start to peel off.
Yeah, exactly.
You can hear that?
Yeah, very cool.
You can hear that?
Yeah, it's
music?
Loud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was loud.
Yeah, it was loud.
Sounds like our intro, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Well,
yeah, it actually
My
did.
goodness.
It sounded just like that.
Let's do it.
Huh.
Interesting.
Nice.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Wow.
I wonder if
Wowee. That sounded familiar. That sounded familiar though. I mean,
reminds me of the TK Boogies. What it reminds me of.
I'm just showing that it sounded
that
familiar
sounded
to
just
me.
like John's. Yeah.
Wow, what the? Did anybody catch that? Let's. I don't want to. Maybe I shouldn't, but anyway.
Hey, she caught it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
She absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. That sounded exactly like John's for our.
Wow. Yeah, do it. All right.
I love Sandra.
I think it's the next one. Oh, let's see.
So the headstock is just painted a solid purple.
Yeah, they left their headstock alone, and I think that's what ours is going to pop because you're going to have the same. We're going to continue the color pattern. It's going to the same palette on the headstock, and it's going to be. Yeah, well, cool. Well, basically, essentially, I mean, Andy, good to see you.
Andy, thank you, bro.
Dude, from the bottom of my heart, Andy, I know how special that shirt is, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, Andy, thank you, man. Amazing. I'm honored, man. I wear it proudly. Big time. Thank you for your service, brother. And thanks for watching, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. But yeah, somebody sent me this in a message and a while back, and yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yep.
That is beautiful.
That's the template. That's essentially what we're doing. We're doing the exact same thing with paint now instead of with tape. So
have you heard of Mean Street before, Neil?
Yeah, I've heard. Okay. Yeah, they've been around. They do a lot of mods, a lot of customizations. They do. I've seen a lot of really interesting like designs on the 5150 from Mean Streets, but like in very like industrial metal colors and things like that. Like they've been around. Their Mean Streets Guitars has been around for a while, and they're very good at what they do.
Okay. Yeah, this that was interesting about that music, though.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah. How does that happen? I mean, that's John Conklin wrote that music, and it's that's weird that it's.
Yeah.
It's not exact, but it's damn similar.
Yeah. Well, I wonder when the first time if Mean Streets ever used that song for any of their other videos, or is this the first time they've used it? And if so, when was this written?
No, I saw
John's had it longer. John's had that music his whole life.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I believe it.
That riff.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I don't want to stir the pot, so let's just say it's interesting.
It is.
I don't want
to. It is interesting. I don't want to go down any rabbit holes.
Yeah, me too.
Or play these things. Didn't mean to play it. Just wanted to show the picture. beautiful guitar, Mean Street
Yep.
Guitars.
This is a gorgeous piece of work right there, man.
Yeah. All right.
Very cool.
So there we are.
So many guitars, we can't own them all, man. Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I'm surprised I hadn't shown you that, Neil, before. Yeah. So, but that was interesting. Yeah. But this is what it looked like originally. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, look. Keep this picture up for a second. The one thing that I think actually is a blessing in disguise that we're not doing it with tape anymore. If you look at the upper horn, the high horn with the eye bolt, look where the white and the blue tape overlaps, and you can see the tape underneath is like this. Charles, this just attests to how thick tape is.
That's what I'm saying.
You can see the lines where, and I noticed that even on mine. With the one that I did for Tony, the problem is you got 4 layers of tape cutting over each other.
Duct tape is a tape that has fiber run into it for strength. So it's already built up. So I would imagine 4 layers of duct tape is fatter, thicker than 3/32 of an inch, fatter than a 1/16 of an inch. You're approaching
the reality is
close to an eighth of an inch thick, Neil.
Yep.
Close to an eighth. Easily.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
And that's just too much lump and bump, man.
It totally is. You wouldn't. Yeah, you'd burn your wrist off, rubbing against all that tape every time you tried to play. Exactly. And then unfortunately, it wouldn't be sustainable either, because eventually the adhesive would give. It would stretch, it would loosen. There's all kinds of things. It's a moving, functioning thing that would give over time, so it wouldn't.
So you're saying that once you hit the clear coat, it just kind of wilted.
Yeah.
Man,
it was like drying out beef jerky, something like that. It was like you had like a piece of tape that was like this, and then once, like Charles said, once gas escaped from it, and all the adhesion and the moisture in it was sucked out and evaporated, all of a sudden it goes.
But it's good that it happened. I mean, imagine a couple weeks later, you got it all put together and all ready to box and ship, and all of a sudden, just out of the blue,
I'd wake up to one hell of a Facebook text or something from Tony. He'd be like, "Dude, look at what happened to my guitar."
Oh my God, that would have been my worst nightmare. If I would have sent it out to you fine, and you got it and it looked like that, it would have been my worst nightmare. Oh my God, I would have crawled under the bed and hid. That's terrible. So, these things happen. I'm glad it happened when it did. I'm certainly glad. It's you roll with the punches in this game, and I'm glad. If mistakes are going to happen, let them happen early.
Hey man, it's all about guitar, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
It's not a destination; it's a journey.
Right on, man.
It takes a long time, and this is cool, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do a show on paint, though. I've got some questions, man. About paint. Yeah, man.
How we doing on time, guys?
We're gonna wrap up. We're at the 2-hour. Boomster Black, good to see you.
Boomster, right on, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna do a show about paint. That's been determined. So there's a couple people who will invite, and we will answer all of those questions, Charles Green.
Yeah.
And
well,
many
the Frankie's
more.
one thing, and I'm sure that things change throughout the different patterns of paint that were done on the different guitars. For instance, the Bumblebee versus the Circle versus this. Got a lot of questions.
Yep.
It's going to be a good show, man.
That'll be good.
I've been wanting to ask these questions. I meant to actually go down that rabbit hole a couple of shows back, and there was so much information coming out of the show that I literally just didn't say a word about it. I just put it back and said, "We'll just do this another time." I'm glad I did. Because
So if you're trying to get up with Neil at this current, Neil at neildaly.com. Okay,
Yep.
we'll be posting that. Sandra, if you could pop that one more. Neil at neildaly.com. Everyone can remember that. All
Yep.
right.
Yep. Real simple. Neil Daly Rocks is my Twitter and my Instagram. If you want to find me there, email neil@neildaly.com. And if you want to befriend my partner in crime,
Thank you,
Diego,
Sandra.
check out Diego Daly on Facebook.
Eagle rocks, man.
Yeah. Be happy.
Yeah.
Be happy to. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate it.
And
And hopefully I get this whole thing with Facebook straightened out, and so it doesn't really affect anything. But for those people, I don't want anybody to think I just like disappeared off the face of the earth after they talked about having something done. I'm still around. You can still reach me. So
yeah, and if all else fails, you can drop word with us at the Halenville Live Facebook fan page too.
Always.
That
yeah,
Always.
for sure.
shares.
For sure.
So, but yeah, we'll get those in the show if you need to get up with Neil. And next week, all right, this is the big reveal. So, Ed,
Yeah.
nice to see you, dude.
Take care, Ed. You rock, brother.
That's awesome.
Next week on the show right here, we've done 3 listening parties, interactive live listening parties here, where we take a piece of music, Van Halen music, and we all listen to it together privately to avoid copyright issues here on YouTube. So
Yes.
we get to deep dive on a piece of music, and we always invite a very cool special guest when we do a listening party. So we don't have them often, but we were due one. So next week, right here, the 17th, August 17th, we are diving down under Van Halen 1 with special guest Simon Hosford.
Man, this is going to be
my
an epic
God,
show,
that's
you
gonna be
guys.
awesome.
This is going to be too much fun.
Yeah.
Too much
So
fun.
Yeah.
we all get to jam out to Van Halen 1 and commentate on along the way with Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is a very special kinship with Simon Hosford
For
and
sure.
Van Halen 1. Read between those lines, go get you some. Yeah.
Mhm.
Haas
Yeah,
will
that'll
be
be-
right
that'll-
here next week.
We will get a whole different insight going track by track down that album with Simon, because he's probably as more familiar with it than anybody. So
Yes. Well said.
I'll leave it at that.
Well said. Well said.
It's going to
But
be a great show. There'll be some
Yeah.
surprises, too. A couple of surprises.
yeah, you never know who is going to. But you can see Simon regularly with Andrew and Brad on the 5150 show, British Electric Blues. Their links, if you want to check them out, are down below in the description, always in the description.
Yep.
You can probably notice them in the chat earlier this evening. So check them out. Great dudes, great content.
Yeah.
Great rock content, but great Van Halen content too.
Yeah. Sure.
Home run every time. And
Yeah.
great dudes. Check them out.
Yeah, their Ranking the Track series is phenomenal. I love that. Love listening to those
They
guys.
go so deep, man. I
Yeah,
always
they do.
say the same thing. They go deep, but they go deep. They
I
go
know.
deep.
Yeah. But Simon will be right here. There's Jay.
Uh-oh, look at that.
Jay Turner, how you doing, dude?
Going on, Jay. Right on, bro.
Kick ass,
gonna-
man.
I'm going to give Jay a shout out here. Nice to see you, Jay. Where's one at? I'll get 2. How's that? All right. Highlight me somebody.
Look at that. Oh, Mean Street. Okay, cool.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
Jay
That's really
Turner is the bass player in Main Street.
Oh,
Very
dude, I
nice.
dig that logo.
That's really cool.
Well done, guys.
Let me show you this side.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Great.
that is cool.
That's great.
And Jay's got 4 or 5 other versions as well. Always nice to see you, dude.
Very cool, Jay. You rock, man.
Yeah, Mean Street is local to us here in North Carolina, and they burn the highways up between Charles and me. Um,
That's one of the
yeah,
things we're talking about going and doing, Tony, is catching Jay's band.
we need
Nice.
to
Well, we're
absolutely.
going to. We're going
Yeah,
to. I can't wait to meet him. It's going
I
to be
I
really cool.
think if I'm not mistaken, some of his members they're based out of Winston. I could be wrong, Jay, there, but yeah, we definitely look for the ads and need to hook up.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good luck. Break a leg. Have a good show, Jay.
Mean Streets on YouTube.
Very cool.
Kick ass, man.
They rock. Yeah,
Very cool.
they rock. Absolutely. All right, let's wind things on down. Guys and girls, thanks so much for watching. If you're watching on replay, thanks for watching.
Yep.
Subscribe here. We talk Van Halen every single Wednesday. And a lot to talk about next week, and a lot to talk about after. A lot of cool stuff going on. A lot of tours happening. Mammoth out there.
hmm
Yeah. So
Yeah. Man.
let's see here. All right. We're gone. See you next Wednesday.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you spending time with us.
All right. Oh, where's it at? I can never find it. All right. Saturday, Nazareth, show me your pick. Special guest Ben Coombs.
Nice.
Very cool. Can't
Just
wait.
saying.
Love
Yeah.
Ben, man. Love Ben.
Nazareth.
Ben's awesome.
Yeah. All right. We will catch you guys on the flip side. Nice to see you. Have a great week. Thanks so much. Any last words there, Charles Green?
Hey, guys, just don't forget, doesn't matter whether you go north, south, east, or west. Every single road leads straight to Van Halen, you guys. Have a great week. Be well. Rock on. Take care. See you guys later.